I had to refilm this because my chair was being a dick and I couldn't get the words out that I wanted to say. That's basically why I've been filming this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something completely different to what I'd normally do. I'm not a booktube or booktuber channel, whatever, by any stretch of the imagination. But every month I am going to show you what I have read because my New Year's resolution for 2016 was to read more. And since September, I've only just decided to start doing it. So I'm going to be showing you the books that I have read. The first book that I read in September was Numbers by Rachel Ward. The book is amazing. It basically surrounds a girl called Jem whose mother dies, and then she can suddenly see these numbers that she can see on people's faces. And these numbers are revealed to be the date that people die. That's not a spoiler because it's on the back of the book. Then she meets a boy called Spider and her world seems brighter. Then they go on a trip to London and things change and this whole storyline goes out of whack. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads purely because it's just an amazing book. I feel like Rachel Ward did an excellent job with the storyline, executed it really well. The last line of the little prologue that's at the back, like 5 years later kind of thing, made me throw this book across the room because I was so mad. My favourite character was Val, who is Spider's nan. She's spiritualist, she can see people's auras, she can talk to ghosts, I believe. She burns incense and she just I related to this character because I'm a spiritualist too and I really liked the character that was made of her. The next book that I read and was by far my favourite out of September was Unspeakable by Abby Rushton. I also gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but I'm considering bumping it up to 4 stars because I enjoyed it so much. This book is about a girl called Megan who goes through a traumatic experience. You find out what it is at the end. She goes through a traumatic experience that makes her mute, it makes her like not speak to anyone, and she hasn't spoken in this book that it was set. She hasn't spoken for months to anyone. Like, she's just stayed quiet and she communicates with people on pieces of paper and whiteboards and stuff, and I think it's really cute. Then she meets a girl called Jasmine who is really bubbly and brings Megan's personality out of her without any words. Jasmine doesn't care that she's a mute. She still wants to be her friend and Megan's really shocked by this but still be her friend anyway. It's a really good story and it is LGBT, by the way. That isn't why it was my favourite book. I just love the story and I think Abby Rushton again executed the storyline so well. I read the blurb and I was like, she's mute. Is that really realistic for a scenario? But then, as I read it, she executed it so well and she made it believable, and I think that's the way of judging a book, like by its content, and having a good book is when the storyline is executed really well. And Abby, this was really good. Also I'm going to give that 4 stars on Goodreads, I think. I'm going to change that. The next book I wrote was Will Grayson by John Green and David Luthien. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've literally just butchered that. But anyway, so John and David are 2 Will Graysons, have exactly the same name. One of them lives in Chicago. One of them lives in Ohio, I believe. That may be wrong because I didn't actually pay attention to where the scenery was. But they are 2 strangers who cross paths. I gave this 2 stars on Goodreads. I have really high expectations for John Green after The Fault in Our Stars and after Looking for Alaska. Looking for Alaska is my favourite all-time book. If you didn't know that about me, then why are you even watching right now? I have really high expectations for John, and this didn't really live up to it. I'm really sorry. I really wanted to love it and I really wanted it to be the best book in the world, but it just wasn't. I enjoyed it more to the end because I don't think I have ever related to a character more than I have related to Tiny Cooper. I want there to be a standalone novel of Tiny Cooper's perspective of life because I feel like that would be very interesting. I didn't love it. I liked it. It was okay. The cover is amazing, but I just didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to. The last book that I read in September was 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This was a very close second favourite of mine this month. Very close second favourite. You can't stop the future. You can't rewind the past. The only way to learn the secret is to press play. This book follows a boy called Clay and he gets this mysterious package with loads of like tape recordings in it from a girl called Hannah, who committed suicide like a few weeks ago, I think. So he listens to these tape recordings of Hannah's voice and she kind of explains why she committed suicide, and Clay is trying to find out why he's on these tapes, and he has to go through until like a certain amount of tapes before he can find out. I give it 3 stars again on Goodreads. I was sat in college reading the ending to this and I bawled my eyes out. I was crying in the canteen. Everyone was laughing at me, but this book was fucking fantastic. Truth be told, I didn't think I was going to enjoy this book. I did not think, because I was flicking through it and I was like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this, because Hannah's voice on the recording is in italics, and Jay is describing Clay's actions in non-italics, and the italics and the non-italics sometimes clash, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? The part where Clay is riding up a hill and Hannah is describing something completely different to a hill, and I'm reading both of them and I'm like, what's happening exactly? Confused me sometimes, but most of the time it was really, really good and did the book justice. I can say that this is probably up there with one of my favourite books because it made me cry, it had an emotional impact on me, so I really recommend this book because it's amazing. These are the 4 books that I read this month. I was supposed to read 6, but that didn't happen because I was quite busy. I did enjoy all of them actually. My 2 favourites were Unspeakable and 13 Reasons Why. I really recommend you to read those 2 books, maybe Numbers if you're into that kind of thing. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and make videos every Wednesday. I make videos at the end of every month showing you what I've read. So if you've any interest in books, stick around. 4, 3, bye! My camera's about to die.